Welcome to Pyatigorsk. What's up guys, and welcome to another video. Today I'm in the city of Pyatigorsk in Stavropol Krai. Stavropol Krai is just north of where I've previously been, but it's still in the foothills, the lower mountains here in the Caucasus. Around here the mountains aren't as big and it's pretty far from Mount Elbrus. Pyatigorsk is a relatively large city, but it's not the largest city in Stavropol Krai. That is, of course, Stavropol. Stavropol Krai, of course, means Stavropol region. Pyatigorsk, however, is the capital, the administrative capital of North Caucasus region in general. So there's quite a lot of government buildings here, mainly focusing on the North Caucasus as a whole. Anyone who speaks Russian will realize that Pyatigorsk comes from the words for five and mountains. That's because Pyatigorsk is named after the five mountaintops which surround the city. Pyatigorsk was founded in 1780, and since 1803 it's been a spa town. Pyatigorsk is a popular spa town mainly for three reasons. The first reason is because there's over 50 mineral springs here. The second reason is because there is lots of very rich mud which comes from the local lakes. And the third reason is because of the year-round moderate climate, meaning no matter whatever month, when it's absolutely freezing in Moscow, it's never going to be that bad here. In fact, if you ask the average Russian what they know about Pyatigorsk, it'll be nothing about it being a spa town, but it'll actually be about a famous Russian death. Russian poet and writer, much beloved in this country, Mikhail Lermontov, was killed here in 1841. Killed, I hear you say, was he murdered? No, in fact, he wasn't murdered. He was killed in a duel. This is quite a famous story here in Russia. Many Russians know about it, but worldwide, not many people do. Here in the summer of 1841, one of Russia's most famous, most well-loved poets was killed because he had an argument with somebody and they decided to settle it with a duel. If there's some strange noises in the background of this video, that's because up here there's a squirrel having the time of his life. On a side note, one thing I always find strange about traveling all around Russia is just how much British stuff there is. In the last city I visited, there was a fake British telephone box, and here in this city, would you believe it, there's a woman walking past with a British flag on her bag. It's strange because I never see any other country like that, just Britain. As you can see, I've arrived here in the late afternoon, early evening, which is not normal for me. As you know, most of my videos start right in the early morning. So that means most of my videos are actually going to be from tomorrow, which is really great because today it's raining pretty bad. I'm getting wet filming this video and I can't wait for the great weather in store tomorrow. So let's go explore. The first thing to do here in Pyatigorsk is, of course, come to the place of the duel where Lermontov died. It's right here in his estate. This is his old estate, which is now owned by the government, and since 1973 it's been called the Lermontov State Estate. This state-owned estate unites all the memorials about Lermontov in one place. Here we have the place where he was killed. On top of that we have one of his old houses, as well as some houses of some other people close to Lermontov. There's also an acropolis and a bunch of other things here to do with Lermontov. I'm now stood in another one of Pyatigorsk's most famous sites, in front of Mount Mashuk, this the Pyatigorsk necropolis. Being from 1824, this is one of the oldest necropolises in the entire Northern Caucasus, and it's full of people who are of a certain regard here in Pyatigorsk. Soldiers, doctors, scientists, everyone like that. However, perhaps surprisingly, the most famous thing in this necropolis is not a dead body. As we already spoke about, Mikhail Lermontov was killed in a duel that died here in Pyatigorsk, and his first resting place was here in this cemetery. That resting place is right behind me right now. This is where Mikhail Lermontov was first buried. However, his body was exhumed and moved to another place, now his final resting place. But this here, the place where he was first buried, is still here. They haven't removed the grave. There's still flowers here, even though underneath there is nobody. One of the most popular tourist attractions here in Pyatigorsk is this Mount Mashuk. Mount Mashuk is a huge hill which overlooks the city of Pyatigorsk. You get up here via cable car, and once you're at the top you have a great view of the Caucasus Mountains, and on a super clear day you can even see the biggest mountain in Europe, Mount Elbrus. That's not the only thing you can do here. It's not just a view over the city. There's also a beautiful sulfur lake. And also one thing I noticed people like to do is over here you can see there's a ton of signposts with listed cities. People like to find the city they're from and take a photo with it overlooking Pyatigorsk. Unfortunately, I didn't find my city, Preston, or even a local city, Liverpool or Manchester. I didn't even find London, so I couldn't do it. That said, the view over Pyatigorsk and the greater Caucasus Mountains is pretty good, so I think it's worth the cost, which is 360 rubles to get to the top and come back down. And it's unfortunate that we don't yet have smell-o-vision, because there's a beautiful smell from the cafe up here of shashlik. One popular building here is the Aeolian Harp Pavilion. The pavilion was built on the highest point of Mikhailovsky spur of Mashuk mountain in 1831. An original musical instrument, played by the wind, an Aeolian harp, was placed in the pavilion. In 2008, special equipment was installed in the pavilion that plays music regardless of the wind. Pyatigorsk is well known in the Caucasus region for its excellent restaurants and nightlife. A major road, Kirova Prospect, is known to the locals as Broadway, which runs through the centre of the city and on which most of the best restaurants, nightclubs and attractions are located. Guys, thank you very much for getting to the end of this video. As you can see, I'm in a different city right now, as you can see on the train station behind me, and I'm actually on my way to another city for another video. If you got this far, I presume that you liked it, and I ask you please give it a thumbs up down there. If you're from Pyatigorsk or Stavropol Krai, I'd really appreciate it if you gave me a comment. And if you want to see more videos about Russia, about Moscow and about other cities in Russia, please give me a subscription. Thank you. Goodbye.
Это тоже.
Спасибо.